Hi everyone, it's Kristen from the Dahlia Society and I have some brand new fabrics to show you this week. We have a huge lot of fabrics coming in the next few weeks. So many new collections are heading over from Europe. Really exciting stuff. Our shelves are going to start filling up more and more. There is some absolutely beautiful fabrics coming in and we've got a lot of pre-orders still to fill. A lot of those got out this week, which was fantastic, but we are still waiting for a couple of those French My Dress Made fabrics. There was a little hold up there, so you would have received an email from me if you had pre-ordered. Particularly the Elise blue and white stripe is heading over next week with the rest of the Alba Brodre. Still, I have people on the wait list for that. It's been one of our most popular fabrics ever. I do have one of My Dress Made's new fabrics as well, and the gorgeous Leo viscose slub fabric. We have a little bit more of that to come, so if you're waiting for that, if you've pre-ordered it, it will be here next week. And also I have a little bit more coming for anyone who missed out. So it's been very, very busy. Now today in Victoria here we have a public holiday for the AFL Grand Final weekend. If you're a footy supporter, who are you barracking for? I'm a Carlton fan, but I will be going for Geelong, the Cats, because that was my dad's favourite team. And if he was still here, he would be cheering on, watching the TV tomorrow. I'll be barracking for them. I think the Brisbane Lions is the other team that will be playing. So if you are a mad football fan, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And if you're planning on a nice quiet weekend full of sewing goodness, I hope I've got plenty of inspiration here for you, because I certainly am feeling like getting some spring and summer sewing happening. We've had a shocking week of weather. It's been freezing cold, raining, wind, and awful week. The whole week we've had so much rain, but this weekend you can see a glimmer of hope. It's starting to fine up a little bit, and hubby's been out busy putting fences up. We've got lots of plans to do some gardening in the next couple of months too, so I can't wait to get you back out into the garden as soon as we get a bit of sunshine. Phoebe and I are planning on filming our makers gallery for the last month on Sunday. So if you still haven't sent me in a pic, please do. You have about another day to get that in before we film. Kristen at the dahliasewciety.au. I would love to see what you've been making with either a fabric, our patterns, or just our inspiration. We're really happy to showcase that. It does give other sewers a lot of inspiration when you see what people in the community have been making, and I think sharing those patterns around is a wonderful way to see what's new and what's worked well. But yeah, love seeing those makes. I need to talk about our next box. It's going to be an incredible theme, and if you're a fan of the television series Bewitched, I think you're going to love our box, because I am such a huge fan. I love Bewitched, absolutely love Elizabeth Montgomery, and those old 60s sitcoms were just so beautiful to watch, like aesthetically and just the comedy, and I love I Dream of Jeannie as well. But yeah, we wanted to do a box theme on something that was really nostalgic from my childhood, and just that kind of, let's say, a little bit of a 60s vibe happening there. So that will be our October box. I can't believe we're nearly in October. Next week we're there. We're starting to warm up. So we've got through that kind of cooler months when I personally feel like it's harder to get motivated with sewing. I always love that spring and summer sewing. It really gets me going. I love wearing dresses. I love sewing dresses and blouses and floaty things. But yeah, it's still that trans-seasonal kind of time of year. And a lot of you in the Northern Hemisphere, if you are feeling that you want to do some layering things, I've got plenty of inspiration here with patterns that you might really enjoy too. So that will be Sunday. We're filming the Makers Gallery, and then next week I have I'm going to be bringing my twin daughters Charlotte and Eliza on with me to do a Frock Tales episode that we're going to be talking about our plans. Particularly what I am going to be making them, because neither of them sew, but they're very much fashion forward young ladies. Really love a look, and even though they're identical twins, they have very distinct and very different fashion tastes. So I can't wait to talk about the patterns that they've chosen, the fabrics. And as for me, I am still quite undecided. I've got a couple of patterns that I'm thinking about, But there's a few new fabrics still to come in that I am just in love with, and I can't wait to see them in store. So we've got a really big launch from the lovely Dahlia Sewciety from Belgium. Absolutely exquisite collection, a huge collection coming in with patterns, lots of fabrics. That's all happening at the end of next week. And then the week after that, we've got Lise Taylor's huge new collection coming in. There's just so many gorgeous fabrics. I do not know how I'm going to help myself and what I'm going to choose. So I want to see what comes in and what grabs me out of those before I decide what's happening with frock tails. And in particular, Charlotte's dress that she's chosen, I have just started making the muslin for her bodice and tweaked it a bit. So I'm just ready to start the first dress. I haven't got that long, so I really need to get started on that. So lots happening here and lots more content coming out for you guys. Now, don't forget, the best way for us to keep in touch with you is if you sign up to our newsletters, which come out once a week. They will let you know of anything new and exciting happening or certain dates to remember. So head over to the website and sign up there if you're interested. And also, if you love watching the channel, I would really appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoy this particular episode, and maybe even think about subscribing if you haven't. So let's get started. What I'm wearing today is a blouse or shirt pattern that I made. Was it last year or the year before now? I think it was start of last year. No, it was the middle of the year before. I can't remember. The years are all blending into one. But it is the Jenna from Closet Core, and I love this pattern so much. It's a classic shirt or shirt dress, and I made this from a linen tencel blend fabric. And I really, really love it. Now, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of tencel in things. I sometimes find that it can get a little bit of a sheen or a shine on it. You've got to be really careful with, staining it or ironing it the wrong way. So I always try and opt for a viscose linen rather than tencel linen. But I think you're going to love the range of new linens we have in today, because I've got lots of viscose linens, but especially if you're wanting a solid colour. But I really love the colour of this. It's like a chestnut colour, and the shirt itself is fantastic. Classic shirt tail. We've got the loop back. It is a fantastic pattern to follow. And of course, Closet Core patterns have the best instructions ever and really lovely details. If you haven't done shirt making before, this could be a great one to start with. You've also got the boxy style as well, which I like to make, but I really would like to make the shirt dress in this, but that is what I'm wearing today. And one thing I did pick up this week online, before I show you the patterns, I bought myself a Simplicity bias tape maker. I've been watching a few vlogs on these, and I'm getting a lot of different feedback. A lot of people love it. A lot of people have struggled with it. Have you got one of these, and how have you found making bias binding? It's something that I dread making, but I think if I can make my job a little bit easier with a bias tape maker, I'll give that a go. I would love to hear in the comments below if you've had any success with this machine, if you have one. I've watched a few reviews, and yeah, some people love it and other people have struggled with it, but yeah, that'll be something fun to get stuck into this week. If I can source these somewhere, I will try my best. At the moment, I haven't been able to find any suppliers that do sell them from around here or even overseas. So yeah, but we'll see how we go. If I love it and if I find success with it, I'll try and source some of those machines. So Jenna shirt, which I love. Last week, this fabric just flew out the door. It's that gorgeous jardin fabric in the kind of ornate textured. Now, this is the tea rose colour. I'm going to show you, we had a new colour come in this week as well. That is the pink in the tea rose. We're getting more of that on the way at the moment from Europe. And I wanted to show you the new colour that we got in. Now, I've got lots of pattern inspo for you guys as well. So patterns laid out everywhere. This is the new kind of blushy antique pink. And I want to show you the difference. It's really quite hard sometimes to see on the computer screen. We do our best with colours. Sometimes colours can throw a bit differently, and I've also done thread matching for you, so you'll see in the description the thread match that I think has matched the best. So this is the antique pink and this is the tea rose, and you'll see here the difference with the colours. So that's the new one, and that's one we've had in previously. So this one has only just come out this week, and again, fabulous fabric. I think you guys are just loving this range. And we're going to try and keep it as a permanent basic in our store because I think a good cotton or textured cotton is fabulous. And I have reminded people that we are happy to match up buttons. If you want to send us an email, we would love to do that. And while we're on beautiful embroidered cottons, I couldn't resist getting some new things in from Pigeon Wishes in the UK. This range from them is just breathtaking. Now this fabric is called Versailles and it is a ecru or cream color embroidered cotton. Absolutely beautiful. The pics that we have on the website really showcase the ornate detailing, and you'll see here, if you love a good embroidered cotton, up close, have a look at that. It is absolutely beautiful. Can you imagine a gorgeous shirt in that? I just think it is absolutely beautiful. The colour and just the freshness of it, a real kind of eggshell cream colour, but that grid pattern with the embroidery is something really unique. I haven't seen that around before, and I just think it's really, really pretty. I'm trying to source as many embroidered cottons from different kind of things. So not just your broderie on glay, but something a little bit different. And I think these embroidered grid cottons are just so special. So again, fabulous dead stock range that Pigeon Wishes get in, and I always like to have a look through their fabrics. While I was there, I couldn't resist these beautiful seersucker fabrics. Now these two are cotton, both in lilac. One is a bit more of a ditzier print. This one is a little bit larger print, and up close you'll know that if you've ever sewn or worn seersucker, it is one of the most breathable, beautiful fabrics, especially for things like nighties, shirts and blouses, but that one is really, really pretty. Look at the texture up close, really moves lovely and just, so nice. It doesn't sort of crush and doesn't crinkle up. And yeah, washes and wears really lovely. The other one we have here in the more ditzy floral. This one is really, really pretty as well. And it has the tiny, tiny little flowers throughout with the green and the cream. I'll show you up close so you can see. If you can see that texture, it's probably quite hard to see on the screen there, but really lovely. Now my pattern picks for these gorgeous seersuckers, you can just about make anything with these. Like as I said, pajamas and nighties are fabulous, but as far as blouse or shirt making, I think the sagebrush top would be fabulous. That's from Friday Pattern Company. Really lovely little puff sleeve blouse, very simple, has the little frill across the top of the yoke there. Really pretty simple little blouse and sort of old-fashioned looking. I love it that the sleeves aren't enormous, so if you're one of those people that can't do the big puff sleeves, I think you're going to love that one. The Mabel from Tilly and Buttons I think would be stunning in those as well. You can make the Mabel in a dress or a blouse, but I think the seersucker would really lend itself beautifully to that kind of vintage aesthetic, and also just like the actual feel of it on the body would just be stunning, especially that little drawstring at the bust there would really work well. And then you've got the Nell, which was Tilly and the Buttons, very popular blouse or dress pattern, and you can do the little ties at the front. Again, you can do that big bubble sleeve if you like, and it would really stand out quite well with the seersucker with that bit of volume, or you can just do the simple little short sleeve or long sleeve. So they're my picks for the seersuckers, but I just think they're just beautiful. But the embroidery cream Versailles fabric, again, any kind of blouse or shirt pattern would work beautifully with that. Very, very ornate, a lot of detail there. So next we have in a beautiful fabric here, which I am in love with. It's called Unkai, clouds and sea print on it. It's a really stunning cobalt blue jacquard, and it's a silk poly blend. So silk is just so beautiful. It gives that nice texture. Look at the beautiful jacquard print with the clouds. It has a real ornate Japanese feel. I really felt that we needed some more gorgeous dressy type fabrics to make things like, your evening style blouses or dresses. The patterns I've chosen for this fabric I think would look amazing is the Primrose by Maison Fauve. That is a stunning little dress. You can do the cutout back if you wish as well, but I think it would work really, really beautifully with this fabric. The other one from Mason Fauve again is the Patchouli. Now I have seen that in a really stunning silk jacquard that was in Mason Fauve's range. That detail on the shoulders, again, absolutely beautiful. Really simple little dress, but would showcase that fabric really lovely. And then if you're wanting to make a blouse, for example, the Bellini from Mason Fauve also looks beautiful in a silk jacquard. So, and I know there are a lot of blue fans. A lot of people love this colour, and it's one of my favourite colours, and I'm so tempted to steal some of this for myself. I really would love to make the Patchouli dress from Mason Fauve. Because I just love the way that sort of shiny jacquard shows up in that style. Gorgeous My Dress Made Eden viscose twill. This is one that we had on pre-order in her new collection. This colour is just stunning, this actual colour combination. Look at this beautiful magenta pinks and the violet. Lovely sort of vibrant print, beautiful for a dress. And I love how Anne has made this in a kind of long line maxi deep V front. And again, a lot of people have been asking about what patterns she uses. I'm going to find out what pattern that is and link it below, because I think a lot of you will be after that. But the colours in that are just so vibrant and beautiful. Maybe a wrap dress like the Robin from Dahlia Sewciety I think would look really, really pretty. Lovely, simple crossover front with a sort of just a straight sleeve, and would really showcase that fabric beautiful. But if you want something long and floaty and flowy, the Espelette, which is one that I made back from my birthday, I made the long sleeve version, that would look incredible because you would showcase all that gorgeous print, and you could have that lovely tier on the bottom and maybe put a little tie belt if you wish. But that pattern is fabulous. Simple little cap sleeve and V front with those pin tucks. I think it would look gorgeous. Viscose knit, so you've got good stretch both ways, and I just think that would, I'll drape it across my body. Colour in that matcha green is just so vibrant and beautiful, and I just think that burst of that sunset orange colour with the flowers, just beautiful. So the patterns that I would choose, while I drape that over my shoulder, patterns that I would choose for this one. You're wanting a long sleeve wrap dress perfect for viscose knits, viscose jerseys. The Emporia Patterns Margot dress, nice simple wrap style dress. Envy dress from Coralie Bijasson. Now I love this. It's got a really sweet V-neck with that little sort of tie detail. So if you want something similar to that, but look at all the options you get for that dress. Really lovely in that drapey viscose knit. I think that would be perfect. The Kilo wrap dress from Named Pattern, I think that would personally be stunning. And look at that print on her, that similar scale print in the body, and I can really imagine this fabric with that pattern. You can do that sleeveless, you can do it in a jumpsuit as well. It's been around for years, and there's a good reason why it's been a popular one with sewists. I made this back for our Femme Fatale, and then I ended up making a top as well. And just recently I've seen Christine from Gemini Stitches has made a couple of these. She's in love with this pattern. You can also do it in a sleeveless for heading into summer, as well as a long sleeve, but that would be perfect with this viscose knit. Miri by Wardrobe by Me, fabulous sort of faux wrap. It wraps just at the top of the bodice but not the skirt, so if you don't like your skirt flapping open, you'll really like this pattern. It really has this gorgeous higher up shawl neck and wraps around, gives you that nice full bust coverage. But I think a viscose jersey in that would be a stunning match. Don't forget, you can also make the Rowie and the Miri in a top. If you're not wanting to make a long line dress, they can be made into top, which is fabulous. We have some gorgeous double gauze fabric, again in leopard print. We've got the Untamed in blush, really lovely leopard print. Now last year we had something similar to these and they just walked out the door. They are such gorgeous fabrics to sew with, really nice and cool to wear for summer. Yeah, the double gauze is just so beautiful, and it's not that thin spongy double gauze. It has a really nice substance to it. Now you'll see behind what I mean, it has that double gauze crinkle effect, but really nice substance. So not see-through at all, which is great. So you won't need to line it, but perfect for blouse and skirt making. The Luella skirt from Tilling the Buttons would be fabulous. or the True Bias mauve skirt. I think a gauze skirt is just so nice to wear in the summer months, but definitely even a shirt or blouse and this would be fabulous. This is the wild one, which is a more of a creamy beige color background, and you've got the brown in this one with the black outline, whereas the other one's just the black leopard print on the blush. So this one's a little bit different color, but again, it would be fabulous even for things like shirt dresses as well. But yeah, double gauze is just such a lovely fabric to wear. Very versatile and really cool. Now, last week I spoke about the new collection from Cousette, which was the Pioneers collection. I only had half of it to show you last week, but the other half is here. I think this is one of my favorite fabrics to come in so far this year, and I am so wanting to make something out of it. I know it's heading into spring, summer, but I am so desperate to make a little jacket or maybe even a dress or a skirt. It is a stunning jacquard. It's called Fawn, and it says it's a velvet, but it's not really, I wouldn't call it a velvet texture. It has, how do I describe it? It has a sort of a brushy feel to it, and you can see that you can wear it either way. You can reverse it and wear it with that print as well. So imagine making a reversible jacket with this. I think it would be incredible. But it is such a luxurious fabric. I would think it would make a really lovely statement. I made it in a really lovely, is it the Elliott pattern from Cousette? They're reprinting those patterns. They're out of stock. They actually had that in the denim and in the Marinsky jacquard back in June, July. And this, they've redone it in this fabric as well. And they've also made a rocket jacket. But you could really just about do any kind of jacket pattern. I think it would be stunning in the damask jacket from Maison Faux. What a beautiful little statementy jacket piece that would make. I've shown you this one before. It's such a stunning little pattern with those princess seam details. If you're wanting something a little bit more casual, you've got the roquette jacket as well. I think would be really stunning. And also maybe the Silvana skirt, the new skirt from Maison Faux. You could definitely make a skirt with that fabric, would be really, really lovely. The rest of the collection you'll see here is the red in the Marinsky fabric. We had this, we still have it in the blue and in the ochre color. This is their red, and it's already been popular, but it's just such an ornate and beautiful sort of vintage inspired print. That viscose is just so lovely. A lot of their patterns are being reprinted. They are out of stock of quite a few of the ones they've showcased in this. And I always try and get the English versions where I can. Most of our patterns you'll see, Cousette patterns they'll either show that they're in either English or French. If you're not sure though, just let me know and I can check for you. But I always try and source the English patterns where I can. But don't forget, if you've got a smartphone, you can use something like Google Translate for French patterns to do all the translating for you. And it's a wonderful feature to sort of hover your phone camera over the text and it just instantly converts for you. So Google Translate is something I definitely couldn't live without with a lot of these patterns. But that one's really, really pretty. And also last week I showed you the mahogany denim. This week we have the gorgeous cappuccino color, which is a really lovely, versatile kind of a beigey caramel, not quite as strong as that toffee color, but a bit more muted. And I think that would make an incredible little jacket for heading into spring, summer, that color especially. The other color has been so popular already. It is the cocoa. I think this has been the most popular color. The cocoa is quite similar to the mahogany, but without that sort of burgundy, purpley tinge, and more on the chocolatey side. But the pattern suggestions I have for these denims, there are so many fabulous patterns that you can make. Again, the Maison Faux Recif, I think, would make an incredible pair of denim wide leg tailored trousers if you're wanting to dress it up a little bit. If you're wanting something a bit more casual, of course, you've got the Maison Faux Pillar jacket with those gorgeous dart details on the shoulders. Really interesting little denim jacket pattern. You've got your Blair skirt from True Bias, classic simple long line denim skirt. And then I'm thinking if something more casual would be fantastic in the So Different Osborne dungarees. And you'll see there the model has a coloured pair of the dungarees on. So it's such gorgeous fabric. It's made in Italy, 100% really soft cotton, washes and wears beautifully, but really sews beautifully as well. So if you haven't bought any of the Cousette denims before, you're really missing out, because there are such a huge fan club for these. Whenever they come in, a lot of people will tend to buy all the colours. We are getting more of the deep blue, so if you're wanting a classic blue, that will be coming next week as well. So a really gorgeous and inspiring collection from Cousette in France. Now, a lot of you have been waiting for some really good basics to come in store to pair back with all the prints. We've got so many beautiful prints, and I know a lot of you have been waiting for some gorgeous like jewel tone or bold colours. So I have just got a delivery in from Europe of these stunning linen viscose blends. Now they're 65% viscose, 35% linen, 170 GSM, and they are just stunning. So I love that element of having the viscose in with the linen to give it that softness and that drape. So normally I tend to steer away from anything 100% linen unless it's got a bit of a mix of cotton or viscose in it, because I think it just gives it that little bit of softness if you don't like that really crushy feel that a lot of the heavier linens have. Sometimes you'll get a beautiful quality linen that's 100% and it just washes and wears really lovely, but I prefer a little bit of softness and a bit of drape. So this collection is really, really beautiful. We've got a scarlet red, which I know a lot of you have already popped on and bought, because this time of year we start thinking about sewing for Christmas, and red's always very popular. And you'll see what I love, even though it's a viscose and linen blend, I really love that texture of the linen. And this one's a little bit of a heavier weight than the one we had in last year. So if you bought the one we had last year and you felt it was a little bit lighter weight, the 170 GSM I think is perfect. And you'll see up close the texture of the linen is throughout it as well. So a really nice substance to this, and also a beautiful drape as well. So that one is the scarlet red. Can you imagine a gorgeous Till in the Buttons Nell dress in that? Would be beautiful Christmas Day. I've got a lot of patterns to talk you through that I think would be great in this. This is a really lovely jade colour, which I am just in love with. Look at that. It's just such a pretty, pretty colour. There's a lot of people that love this, this colour, and with good reason why. It's just such a beautiful colour to wear. It's a Reese colour, magenta-y, pinky. Oh, really pretty colour. Look at that. Just so, so pretty. Oh my goodness. One of my favourite colours, especially if you put a pop of bright lipstick on it, always makes you feel vibrant. And then we have more bordering on a purpley shade. This is the orchid. And the orchid I just think is so, so pretty. Oh, that colour. I'm just so tempted to make something with this, but what a pretty colour that is. And it just looks so good with a lot of the prints. I know there's a commercial on TV. I'm not sure if it's like for an insurance company or something like that, but the lady has a head-to-toe outfit on with different shades of this colour. She has like a silk shirt in a bit lighter shade than that, then the pants on in this colour, and it was just the head to toe sort of varying shades of this colour. It is stunning, and every time I see it I just comment and say, well, that colour is amazing. There's a good reason why purples are so popular. Chocolate brown, of course, we've got the navy, we've got black, and we also have this incredible sapphire, like a cobalt blue. And this has already been walking out the door. It's so popular. I think a lot of you are in love with this blue because it's just so inviting and fresh, and that really saturated blue is just so flattering on so many different people's skin tones. I just think it's one of those colours that does sort of remind you of summer as well, but that is the sapphire. That's our collection of viscose linen blends, but we will be getting more colours in, and that will be hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Patterns. I have so many pattern suggestions for this range. You can just about make anything with this. That's the beauty of the linen viscose blends. It's such a great fabric to sew with. Things that come to mind straight away are Merchant and Mills. There are so many Merchant and Mills patterns that are catered for linen blends. The honey dress would be amazing. And I have seen that with the embroidery. I think they do have a template for that embroidery that they've done. And the chocolate brown, that is so, so beautiful. So that's a really nice, simple dress for summer. Of course, a co-ord set from Till in the Buttons is the Esty. I love that. And I also love the co-ord set that Closet Crew brought out a couple of months ago that they made for, especially for linens. The names escape me, but I'll put a pic up to remind you. And I've got that pattern, so I'm really considering making either of those. Pants making. I went out shopping with one of my daughters yesterday and she was looking for some things for work, and we were looking at how many pairs of linen pleated front pants or wide leg culotte pants. There's so many out there, but because she's petite, of course, a lot of the things are just not catered for her height. And I've always said to her, I can always take things up. If you get stuck, I can make you something. But yeah, it's really hard for petite people, isn't it, to try and find, the length. Everything's catered towards the taller models and the maxi length. And it's also hard for people that are a bit taller to find things that are going to sit right. And that's why I said to her, that's why I started sewing, because I had this problem finding things that didn't fit right, or things that I felt were appropriate for my age that I was attracted to. There's so many things out there in the shops for like really thin straps or cropped tops, more for the younger girls to wear. Not saying that older people can't wear those things, but personally for me, there was nothing in my style that I felt I was attracted to anymore, and that's why I started sewing. But I love the fact that I can create a spring-summer wardrobe without having to trek through all the shops and be disappointed in the fitting rooms. And the planning and the making is just so exciting, and just really makes you feel proud when you get to the end and you've made a few nice garments for that season. So it takes that worrying out of, will I find something? Because you will find something, because you will make it yourself. So yeah, that's the beauty of sewing a wardrobe. So the Rika pants I think would be incredible in a linen blend, and it's a great kind of utilitarian style pants, but really nice big deep cuff on the bottom if you want to make them a bit shorter like that. I think this dress is stunning, and it's called the Alex by Charcuterie Patterns. What a pretty dress that would be in a linen blend, plain colour. And of course you can highlight the front with those buttons. You can put some nice pigeon wishes buttons, some chunkier buttons on the front there. And of course you don't have to have the split quite that high. You can pin it down a bit lower quite easily. You can modify that, but that is a smashing pattern. Love that one. Don't forget, Sewciety Patterns have such a big range that are catered towards making things out of linen. That's one of their favourite things. You'll always find when they come up with a new pattern, they usually showcase it in linens and linen blends. Now, a top I made last year that I love, this pattern, it's called the Ray top. This comes in a dress form as well, and this is the top version. You get 3 different top versions. Really simple, because you've got the elasticated neckline, but you've also got 3 different sleeve options there, and I've really enjoyed that. And it's one of those classic little shell style tops that you will love to wear throughout spring and summer. If you're wanting a jacket, of course the Lisbon jacket is a long line, kind of like lab coat style, but really easy to wear because you can wear it over a t-shirt or a tank top with a pair of jeans. And of course a linen long line duster style jacket like that is great for this time of year, because you can wear it over things when it gets a bit cooler and pop it over the top. Even a dress would look fabulous over that. Under that, Matea dress and top. Now, I love that in the top. I made it in the dress, but I did mine in a 100% linen, and it was way too bulky. I think that dress would be perfect in the viscose linen blend. Definitely makes a difference, doesn't it, when you have a too high a GSM and too heavier weight linen, you don't get that drape in the skirt. And I just think to make that again in a blend with that bit of softness and drape will make all the difference. But the top itself is fabulous. It has this really interesting little higher kind of boat style neck. And I really have to say, I love V-neck, lower neck tops, but in the summer, I have to really watch the skin damage. And that's one thing I am going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, is going and getting a full body scan. We have a skin specialist in the town neighbouring to us that does that full body scan, looking for little sunspots and moles and that kind of thing, because it's so important to look at what's going on, and things that we might find, little spots, sunspots and things like that you might think are just innocent. It sometimes can be quite scary. So it's, when you find out they're not as innocent as you think they were, and you think of all the times you have a lower neck top, or, your chest, or your neck, if you have your hair up, your shoulders are exposed, your arms. Our UV rating is the highest in the world here. And yeah, we really have to watch that UV rating in summer. So I think a top with a boat neck is fabulous for covering up. The Robbie pants is another one. Fantastic linen style pair of pants, and you can pair that back with that Matea top. And there are so many linen dresses into Zudy. Oh, I could have picked about half a dozen of them, but I'm going to showcase the Ada dress, and I think that one is gorgeous because it has this really different seam detailing in the front, really unusual skirt lines there, and looks so good in a solid color linen. So that is the range of Tazudis I would choose for these linen viscose blends. So lots more still to come. These are a great lot of basics that I hope you're going to enjoy. Head over to the website, look at our new arrivals section to see all of those. The little whisper that the new Tilling the Buttons pattern's coming out in a couple of weeks. I can't tell you what it is, but it is a fabulous pattern. Yeah, can't wait to show you that one. I have them on order already. Yeah, as I say, the new Atelier Jupe collection, they've got new patterns coming. That's next week. We've got Lise Taylor the week after that. So lots more to come. Loads more beautiful fabrics to fill up our store. So I hope you've enjoyed that today. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite fabric was here today. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, a long weekend if you're watching from here from Melbourne. Hope to see some more of your makes come through for our Makers Gallery. I can't wait to bring that vlog out for you next. Take care, happy sewing. We'll see you all soon. Bye for now.